And hear the music.
Kind of sinister.
Welcome out there in Facebook Live and all over. This is the Ryan Carr Show live here from sunny Chicago, Illinois. I'm here with my producer, Mr. Robert G. Beck. Bob Beck.
Hello, everybody. I'm here today. We want to wish Natalie a speedy recovery. She's a little under the weather, so I'm sitting in for her, and we'll see her on here soon. Yes.
Yeah. Natalie's on the computer at home right now. She is under the weather today. She can still answer your questions and stuff. I have a lot of questions. Natalie's great at helping us find those answers. So I'm pretty sure, Natalie, you're on there watching us right now. Feel better. What we're doing with the show here is we like to do a little bit of the union news, a little bit of the stunt news, or at least the news from a stunt performer perspective, and the local Chicago entertainment industry update right here from our secret green screen studio. And we've been doing it for a while now. Mm-hmm. Now, it's crazy, you know, we're ambitious guys. I think it was ambitious of us to do this show every single week.
Yes.
Doing the Ryan Carr Show is hard enough. Yes, it is. Nonetheless, doing it once a week. The last time we did a show, Bob, was last year.
Yes.
Right before the Stunt and Safety Committee, right?
Yeah.
Right
before many numerous bad tweets by our president.
Yes.
I'm not going to make this political. So.
The show, what we realized for season 3, needs to take on a new format. We are going to do the Ryan Carr Show once a month. It seems like that's going to give us plenty of time to bring you guys all the stuff that we want to pack in. I mean, in reality, we're not going to have the show as often, but we're going to have a lot more time to pick and make different sections and organize the segments. Like having Tully Bertorelli come and Billy Club MasterChef give us great live music performances on the show. That's something that we really want to do, and other live bands.
And more guests.
And having more guests.
Yes.
Scheduling a special guest every week is not easy. But if you want to be a special guest on the Ryan Carr Show, we are super duper reachable. You can pretty much find us anyway, anyhow.
Contact me. Don't be afraid. Don't think I won't be interested. Everybody has a story to tell. We have a lot of talented people in this town. And also things are getting a little bit busier for Ryan and I. So that's why we're kind of going, and Natalie as well, why we're going to a monthly format. We just have a lot of things going, stuff we can't talk about and stuff we can talk about. So the stuff that we can't talk about when we can should be pretty exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, this was a show about making a show. I mean, really, this is going to be a cool show today because we're going to talk a little bit about the SAG Awards. And not everything that you need to know before you vote on the SAG Awards, but a couple of stuff that I thought was helpful, and, you know, we're movie guys. So one of the things, just to throw this out there to everybody, today's the 19th. Yes. I think this is the last day that you can actually watch your streaming version of your screeners. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to watch as many of them as I possibly could, and then the SAG Awards are on the 21st.
This Sunday.
This Sunday on TNT and TBS. Co-op. The movies that I've seen that are up for nomination are Get Out, Disaster Artist, 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbings, Missouri. Amazing movie. And I, Tonya. And we're going to talk a little bit about those movies without giving away any spoilers. But at the same time, we're going to try to get into what's going on here locally with our SAG organization, and still talk to you guys about the workshops and different training opportunities and resources that are available to people locally here in Chicago or online for everybody. And just to kick it off first, Disaster Artist, okay? Anyone who has seen this movie, Disaster Artist, I was trying to make this smooth, brilliant, like transition.
nice.
Here's another 2-minute Ryan Carr transition. All right. Disaster Artist was so ahead of its time. When I lived in LA, there were very famous people and actors that would have screenings of this movie at their home or wherever they could, and it was like a Rocky Horror Picture Show thing. People would bring the water bottle, they'd throw it, they would make fun of this. Now, to see the Disaster Artist movie build a whole nother layer on top of the artichoke, where it's a movie about making that movie, and it's like highly regarded as one of the worst movies of all time. It's awesome. It's awesome to see them tell the story from that point of view, and they still get the Hollywood happy ending. I couldn't help but compare it to the crap that we do, man. I mean, it's like there were times when I know that people have sent out emails calling me crazy, calling me a nut job or whatever.
I don't think they have to send out emails to do that.
You don't, honestly. I mean, it's like...
You just say it to your face.
You could. You
Like I
could
do.
just come and say it to my
On the
face.
phone.
We'd probably have a great conversation.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing with social media. Social media has torn down the boundaries for people. And people need to establish boundaries in order to have and conduct a good business.
Mm-hmm.
So as social media has kind of stripped away the boundaries of our private lives and what kind of show you can make on social media, I feel like we really took the bull by the horns trying to make the most authentic, real talk show that we could with
Right.
what we had.
We're also trying to evolve as performers and people in this industry. We can't, the days of sitting around, you're on your couch, watching TV, waiting for the phone to ring, those are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who do get hired that way, but you have to make something happen. And we're doing this to expand our horizons, so to speak,
Yeah, and because we love it. I mean, honestly, to get the opportunity to work with
fun.
somebody like Jeremy and all the stuff that we've learned from this smart guy and get to work with Bob, it's like, they said it in the Disaster Artist, even your worst day on a movie set is better than any day at any other job, even your worst day. And it's like the fact that we got to have so many Fridays and have so much fun, that was kind of really what this was all about for
And
me.
not everybody's going to like this show. They may not like the content. They may not like you, obviously, or me. But nobody has 100% appeal.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
And sometimes it takes 10 years for the idea that you create to actually manifest itself and catch up to the rest of the curve. I mean, I've said it a bunch of times. I think Chicago's like trapped in 1986. Like it's 20 years behind the LA, New York curve on what people do. There's tons of Ryan Carr shows in LA, and everybody now in Chicago, it seems like more and more I'm seeing people do live interviews, live shows, things like that. And good, it will be a total individual market. People will be doing things like this. So I certainly wanted to dip my toe in the water, and I feel like we got a good crew for this type of thing. So
I also think
we have a special announcement.
Oh, what?
Lee B. Golden is glad to see that you guys are live again.
Oh, we're glad.
Oh, thanks, Lee. Yeah, I know it seems like it's been a while, but to us, that was like a blur. That was like one long episode. If you take every episode of the Ryan Carr Show and watch them all back to back to back to back, like my cult fans do, or like I do when I drink coffee on Sundays, it's a really long movie, you guys. It's a great movie. And this was about the Disaster Artist, but watch the Disaster Artist and then watch the Ryan Carr Show, and you tell me if you can see any
watch them on two different
comparisons.
Marianne Lindquist says, keep doing your show.
Thanks, Marianne. We love you, and congratulations to Lily on all of her amazing modeling.
And Kurt Gowan wants to correct you on your math. It would be 30 years behind if it was 1986.
Thank you, Kurt Gowan. You are a smart guy. I got your submission to be updated on the Ninja Club database. I'm sorry I haven't gotten it in yet. Kurt Gowan has a company called Parkour Ways, and they work here in Chicago teaching parkour, the philosophy and the movement technique to children, adults, everybody. He's a really amazing guy, and he also designs websites too.
But you know,
So-
getting back to the movies.
Yes, movies.
In terms of like the voting, SAG members vote for these. It's different than the Academy Awards or Golden Globes. So
Right.
these two morons right here actually
Are voting for
vote
you.
for the movies that we are getting the screeners sent to us at our home. So we are supposed to watch them, vote for, you know, what we liked. I saw I, Tonya, and I loved it.
I loved it too. Yeah.
It kind of Tonya Harding reminds me of an old person that I knew who tried to get into stunt, but that's just an inside baseball joke, which I'll tell you another day. But I thought I, Tonya was great. There's a lot of blowback because it's like glorifying her.
Yes.
But in this industry, we do glorify bad guys. Look at Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I mean, you compare Tonya Harding and Henry Hill, there's no comparison.
Well,
Henry
I mean-
Hill killed people. You know, he had his hand in a ton of stuff that was bad, and Tonya Harding did this.
How
But
many-
nobody's banging on Henry Hill for, you know,
what he did.
for Goodfellas.
How,
you know?
how many people can say that they've been involved in competitive figure skating? Probably not
don't
very
even know how
many,
to skate.
okay? But why is it that everybody that watches I, Tonya goes, man, that feels like me. I feel like that girl out there on the figure skates going, you know what? You know what? You guys aren't giving me a fair shot.
Right.
I remember watching I, Tonya and being like, again, it's kind of cool that sometimes, like in a great award season like this season, all of the movies that come up, they're not superhero movies. It's not kind of bubblegum cookie cutter genre stuff. It's really stuff that, like, yeah, you know, we didn't do figure skating, but I can totally identify with that. And then Margot Robbie doing a role like that versus some of the other stuff that she's been in, which is, I mean, it shows a lot of versatility. And for a biopic, which is the one thing that I heard Miss Natalie Arteaga say, well, it is a biographical movie. They basically tell you what happened. For a movie that just kind of tells you what happened and put a lot of acting into it, I think it's a very good movie.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. And it's cool that, like, if you used to see the old figure skating with Tonya Harding, the cameras are old and it's far away. To actually follow her on the ice and go, they brought all that to a brand new audience, which is what film is all about, is kind of taking it.
1 minute.
Is it really only 1 minute yet? I haven't even got through all the damn movies.
Well, we'll talk after the break about some more.
Okay, so that's I, Tonya. Get Out. Get
Let's
Out.
get out. I want to talk about that in depth.
I watched an interview. Well, okay, then we'll save Get Out.
Yeah.
What's the other one then? Oh, 3 Billboards. Oh my God, 3 Billboards. When I saw it last night, best one, the Woody Harrelson movie. Okay, and Fargo.
Frances
McDormand, and amazing performance by
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. Jiminy frickin' Christmas. The moral of this story is, if you want justice, you have to scream it from the rooftops. If you want justice and you see something and you need to get something done, well, I guess you got to put your balls on the table, don't you? Or in Frances McDormand's case, you got to put the billboards up on your front lawn. And we're going to keep talking about the movies. I do have some local SAG stunt safety stuff, blah, 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 that I have to get through too. You guys, thanks for watching the Ryan Carr Show.
We're just breaking it up for our YouTube.
Yeah,
We're not going anywhere. Look at it as a little commercial break.
Yeah,
and
stay
we'll
tuned.
Be back.
We'll be back in 1 minute. Rock and roll. Yeah.
Get a representative.
Yeah. Up, and we're back. We're back here on the Ryan Carr Show, #live on Facebook Live. I'm here with Bob Beck. We're talking movies, SAG Awards. We just got into Get Out.
Let's get
Now we've actually been talking about Get Out for a couple of shows. We originally noticed it came on the radar because of low budget, high return, great script.
Should have
pretty
been a
much.
documentary.
I mean,
That's kind of what somebody said, like
Really?
somebody who worked on it, because people were like, "Is it a comedy? Is it a horror movie?" And then they said it's a documentary. It's kind of like hey,
it's incredibly
If you don't think these
specific.
attitudes exist, they exist.
well,
You know.
the interview that I saw with the director, people were asking him about their theories of different symbolism in the movie, like picking the cotton out of the chair and using that in his ears, picking the cotton to save him. And he would confirm or negate whether those were actual things, like Kathleen Keener being in the movie, and the movie having some similar stuff to Being John Malkovich, with the whole, jumping in people's bodies and stuff thing. And somebody was saying, oh, this is a sequel to Being John Malkovich years later, and Kathleen Keener is the gateway between those two things. And he said they did talk about it on set, but it wasn't necessarily, I think he was just very lucky to get Kathleen Keener, right?
Well,
yeah.
I think you throw in a lot of those things that make people question to keep people interested.
Right.
Keep people talking about the movie.
Keep
it did
'em-
very
keep 'em
well.
guessing.
It returned, on their investment. It was ridiculous.
Well, those are the ones I've seen. Obviously, you get a lot of movies to watch. The other ones that are out there that I've heard really good things about, and this isn't all of them, but a few, so check these movies out. Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro. It looks just like the guy from Hellboy. I mean, it looks just like Abe Sapien, the creature from the Black Lagoon in Hellboy, and it's the same director. So I don't know. Everyone says it's good, but I was like, I feel like I've seen that somewhere before. Lady Bird, Darkest Hour, some of the TV shows that are out, which now seem to be like Netflix original series show category. They got Stranger Things 2, Orange is the New Black, Ozark.
I loved Ozark.
I did too, and I got the rare chance to meet Isai Morales last year, thanks to Miss Natalie Arteaga.
And he's very good in that.
And he's great in it. He's a great, great, great bad guy.
That could have been really stereotypical,
Right.
but I thought
Yeah.
he's really good in it.
Yep.
So
SEG Awards, last night to electronically watch your stuff. Good luck. Good luck to all the nominated movies out there. Okay, very quickly, we're going to go over the Stunt and Safety Committee stuff, what they're all really tuning in for. Probably not.
no,
No, right?
no.
The Stunt and Safety Committee, boom, it happened. Congratulations, Chicago, and thank you all for attending.
We had a huge turnout of people who are really interested in stunt and safety.
It was the biggest committee, populated committee in Chicago, so I hear, ever. Okay,
That's what they told us at the meeting.
Whatever it was that motivated you to come, whether you agreed with something, disagreed with something, anything, just thanks for coming. Thanks for coming and coming to the table. There was an email that goes out, which is the minutes of the meeting. And those minutes, you should read them, because every once in a while there's something in there that is inaccurate. And those discrepancies, it's good to go to the next meeting and fix them. It's good to keep our minutes and record our motions very specifically. I must have made at least 10 motions at the meeting. Only 3 motions were recorded in the minutes. None of the motions said my name in front of them. The first one says, Natalie Arteaga made a motion to play the minutes from the October board meeting that confirmed how she and Ryan Carr were appointed as the chairs and co-chairs by the president and local board. Well, Natalie actually didn't make that motion. I made that motion, and it was a great motion to make because anyone can actually go to any local board meeting and listen in on a local board meeting, and I recommend everyone does it. Bob's done it, okay? Many people have done it. You can even go and listen to the board meeting that happened, which I recommend everybody does. What I was trying to motion was that we clear the air about the president, Charles Andrew Gardner, creating the committee and nominating us and basically doing it lickety-split instead of, whatever it looked like that was pissing people off so much that they were calling the SAG office in a tiffy. So that's going to be something I bring up at the next one. And then...
By the way, quick special announcement.
Yes?
We have some congratulations from Lee Golden, Sarah Rico, and our own Natalie Arteaga chiming in.
Thanks, guys. We accept your congratulations. with commendations. Then Eric Chadron explained, he's the executive director of SAG-AFTRA staff, that Ryan and Natalie were appointed without the committee being voted into existence, making their appointment out of order. Not if the president is the one who does it. Not if the president literally says, hey, I want to make a stunt and safety committee, and Ryan and Natalie, you're the chair and co-chair. Then you don't get to go in later and be like, well, the president didn't make a motion. He doesn't have to. He's the president. Okay? I want pizza. Get him a pizza. He's the president. Nobody's going to say, hey, Charles, by the way, you didn't make a motion on that, so now this is all totally fucked up. Because he's the president. You don't want to embarrass him. Well, he should be embarrassed. He should be embarrassed. Because I even gave him an opportunity at the committee to clear it up, and he said nothing. So, Charles, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next Stunt and Safety Committee meeting and at the next board meeting. And all of these people now that we're talking about their names, these are public people now. These are your SAG-AFTRA representatives. These are the people that are supposed to represent us as a constituency. It's not bad to talk about these people. I put myself in this volunteer political position so that people would reach out to me, so that I could do something to help the stunt people. One of the things that came up was a post that was all over the internet, and I'm an internet guy, that was saying background, what was the frickin' background actor thing that just happened last week? They were looking for background
Chicago
actors
PD.
with stunt experience and the
Stage combat experience.
stage combat experience. They listed it all out, and then they even put in there, great for an opportunity to get in front of the stunt coordinator and this and that, and it's like, it's not okay to advertise things like that. I personally called the SAG-AFTRA representative and I said, look, if it's a stunt job, it should be going to stunt people and they should be valued as stunt people. There are stunt people that we work with, okay, that they were on set as a background actor. They did a stunt, like, you know, getting hit in the face. That one stunt, because they realized it was a stunt, even though they were there for background that day, that one thing, once they called, they got their SAG contract and they got Taft-Hartley. And it's really on, the onus is on the individual. The onus is on the SAG-AFTRA member. If you think you're doing a stunt and the stunt coordinator is talking to you or choreographing, so you probably are, call, get your contract. It's not on them to say, hey, and by the way, you know, kind of doing, it has nothing to do with that.
See, a post like that, it's
very misleading.
what it is. It's some extras casting agents blow up the post and inflate it to make it to curry favor with their extras. I was in extras casting and coordinating. I'm not saying that we did that, but it's been known to happen. And what this does is it's unfairly putting the stunt coordinator in a very uncomfortable position.
Right.
Because he is casting his stunt people for the day, and then he has people he doesn't know. And I've seen extras do this. They get really excited to be in a scene, and that's just walking down a sidewalk. So if you have any kind of combat experience, stage, whatever, you might want to get noticed. And how do you do that? By doing something you're not
And
told to do.
shouldn't
And that, right. And
getting these people's hopes up.
right.
Okay,
Their hopes
is the thing.
get put are put on display. Oh my God, you're going to get a contract and work
Right.
with the stunt coordinator. And the stunt coordinator's in a horrible spot.
And he shouldn't be thrown into a position where it looks like he's straddling
Right.
between, you have a budget. You have a budget when you're in charge of a department or anything. That budget, oh, you know, I can hire 10 guys. Oh, well, can you hire 10 guys and have a bunch of background people kind of on the outlying part doing this or that? It's like, no, it sounds like I need 20 guys now. How about I get 20 guys? And that's part of this business, is getting the value out of our stunt days for our stunt people. And background actors, if you're a background actor, that's great. We think that's great. If you happen to be in a scene and there's stunts going on in it, great, that's good for you. If you perform a stunt in one of those scenes, please join our union. Please join our union and continue the process. I heard people telling me things like, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door. I don't care about the $125. And it's like, You have to get your own foot in the door by asking for more than $125. That's step one. Ask for the contract.
And this is where it goes.
If they're not doing the stunt, then they're not going to ask for the contract, and it's all good, right?
It also goes back to safety.
Right.
We get hired, we're insured for. An extra is not going to be insured if they do something that they're not being paid to do.
Right.
If you're being paid to walk down the sidewalk, you jump in front of a car and get hit,
Yeah.
then what? You know, you can't put coordinators in spots like that where somebody that they don't have, I don't want to use the word control, but somebody that they did not hire can get hurt.
Right, exactly.
It's bad for the production, it's bad for the coordinator, and no coordinator should ever be put in a spot
Under that
where,
pressure.
Right, where their people are working with, he doesn't know how trained they are or not,
Right.
but their background, and I'm not banging on background, it's just you don't want somebody doing background that they're not, doing a stunt that they're not qualified to do.
Right.
And that can get them hurt or a stunt person hurt.
And any time that I personally can explain the entry into the SAG-AFTRA or stunt business and make it a little bit clearer to people, I'm going to take that opportunity to try to help them. And part of that is really separating and showing people background is in its own category of our union and stunts.
Yep.
And until people understand what is required of a stunt that would make you eligible to work that contract on that day, then you're never going to get that contract. It's
Right.
like they need to know. Everybody needs to go on sagaftra.org. Jeremy, throw sagaftra.org's thing up there for me, please. So that's that, and that's all I want to say about that. One last thing, cutting back to the Stunt and Safety Committee. There's an amazing guy, Jeff Kehoe, okay? He's a very good friend of mine. And he went out there at this meeting. What's interesting about this meeting is we were really just supposed to have the meeting, nominate new chairs, even though Natalie and I were nominated fairly, and we could have gone to the Department of Labor and made a huge stink about it. But we said, you know what? There's such a huge turnout, and everybody cares so much. Let them have what they want. Let them have the diplomatic, democratic process, right? Honestly, I didn't even really want to be the chair of the Stunt and Safety Committee because then I can't vote because they're supposed to be completely non-political and objective. They just hold meetings. I never wanted to be the chair. I just wanted to make sure that somebody would come in and care about it. And what's amazing is I think enough people just, either disagree with me or don't like my mustache that they were willing to put anybody in there to make sure that they would be the chair.
Well,
and that's good. I mean, it's like everyone needs to be represented in our union, not just one person. I'm already going to represent people through how I'm working on the board. So it is fair. I'm glad that we had an election, but everyone else should be glad that we didn't make a big stink about it. We are the ones who started it. And yes, you're all very welcome. And we were happy to do it as volunteers. And you know what? I am so grateful and thankful for the experience because now I get to work with great people like Bob, a lot of great people on the board, and Miss Natalie Arteaga, who's like one of the most wonderful people in the town. So
Well, it's not like, Brian Peters and Debbie Mazur, it's not like they're just absolute nobodies.
No, they're
So
fantastic. They're fantastic for it.
They're perfect.
But Jeff Kehoe, the things that you said at the Stunt and Safety Committee, that's what a Stunt and Safety Committee is for. Go Google committees, Jeff Kehoe, and look at what people say at those committees. Your passion is in the right room. I think we just needed to wait for one more meeting to get there.
And we're up against the clock, too.
We're up against the clock. Oh my God, I already ran out of everything. I had a whole nother page.
You're a filibuster.
Oh, how much time do I have, Jeremy?
Not a lot.
30 seconds.
Oh my God, I have a new adult gymnastics class at the MSA Circus Arts Academy. It's going to be on Tuesdays from 7 to 8:30. It's an adult gymnastics class. It is not a stunt class, okay? The MSA Circus Arts Academy is located on something Campbell Avenue.
Look it up.
Look it up. It's going to be a $30
Just west of
cash
Western.
class. Thank you guys for watching the Ryan Carr Show live. Our next show will be next month. Miss Natalie Artiaga will be returning.
Thanks for tuning in. Get better soon.
Yeah,
Natalie?
and get ready for a new format, new guests, and thank you guys. Thank you guys, and thanks Chicago.
And YouTube, we're out. Peace.